Welcome back to Florida TRD. I'm John.
And I'm Clay, and we're here to talk to you about my next mod to be the ARB Differential Breather mod. It's been really rainy here in Florida, and every time I go out, I get drenched in water, and John brought to my attention the benefits of having this, and he's gonna go over a few of the benefits right now.
All right, so Toyota did an excellent job on the 4Runner as far as breathers in the front differential, the transfer case, as well as the transmission. They actually run the breathers all the way up on the back side of the engine, up pretty high, so they did a good job there. But on the rear end, they were severely lacking. The breather on the rear differential is located directly on the axle housing. If you have a Trail or a TRD Pro, you have a rear locker. So the locker actuator breather actually has a small vacuum line that runs off of it and runs a breather up to the cross member right above the rear differential. That helps a little bit. It's better than the rear differential, but it's lacking severely. So what we're gonna do is the same mod we did on mine. ARB differential breather kit, which is a universal kit, but their fittings are actually the perfect size. They're actually the correct size, not the perfect size, for the Toyota rear differential. So you just basically unscrew the breather, which we'll show you in the installation video, install the fitting, and then run the line. Now where I run the line on this is I actually remove the toolkit out of the back of the 4Runner and move it over to the storage on the passenger side, and I mount the manifold inside that compartment. Now I know a lot of you guys are thinking this is a common misconception that I hear all the time. Now the inside of my cab is gonna smell like gear fluid. Well, that is incorrect, because how this whole system works is when the rear end is hot, when the rear axle is hot, and you submerge it in water, that cold water shock will actually create a vacuum inside the rear axle. That causes it to draw in air, not push air out. So when it draws in air, if you have that breather that's on top in the stock form, it's just gonna draw in water like a straw. Or in some cases, even asphalt queens, they get clogged just from dirt and grime and whatnot. So if we move it inside the cab, we know that it's gonna be safe from water intrusion. ARB does a great job of manufacturing a really high quality manifold. I know it's a little bit on the pricey side, but it has a built-in air filter. So that way, if you guys are gonna run it maybe high up in your engine bay or something like that, if it does draw in air, you don't have to worry about drawing in dirt and debris. And then for the diff lock actuator, we're gonna run that same line, along the same line for the rear differential breather and just trace it all the way up into the cab. Now it's a much smaller line. So you could find like a taper fitting or something like that and make it fit that. But as I'll show you in our installation video, I just run a vacuum line up there, take the factory breather off the line that's on the cross member, stick it on there and zip tie it up in the area, and it does a perfect job of that. So it is extremely important if you do any type of water crossing, or here in Florida where we can have a tropical storm and you need to go from here to wherever your location is and you're crossing water. It's extremely important. You know, it's one of the most important mods you can do on the vehicle. So we're gonna go over all that stuff when we do the video. I'll show you my installation, I'll show you his installation, even though they're gonna be the same. But yeah, we'll go over all that, show you guys exactly how to do it. Cakewalk.
It's actually starting to rain right now as we're filming it.
So that's the automotive God's way of saying, you better add that diff breather kit.
Thanks for checking us out. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll get you guys later.